Yo everyone, what's up? I'm Kunwarjeet Singh Arora or being Kuwar. 17, fresh out of school, and no joke, it feels like I just time traveled into adulting with zero briefing. One day you're at school complaining about uniforms and cafeteria food, and the next day, boom, you're supposed to have life figured out. Honestly, the past few weeks have been weird. My room's half nostalgia, half cardboard. Every corner has a memory, class farewell outfits, school trophies, and even that pen I swore was lucky for my boards. The air smells like new beginnings, and low key panic. And yeah, the mess behind me, that's me trying to figure out what to pack and what to leave behind as I step into whatever comes next. Some nights, I'm binging old sitcoms and smiling at nothing. Other nights, I'm just scrolling till 3 am, wondering what's now. Actually, it's 5 am right now when I'm recording, and yeah, I couldn't sleep, so here we are. My trusty black coffee is already doing its job. If you're in that weird phase between letting go of school and stepping into whatever comes next, welcome. This video isn't gonna fix your life, but maybe, just maybe, it'll make you feel less alone in this hustle hurricane we are living through. Why I'm tired already. Let's get real quick. I'm Gen Z, yes. We've barely started the game and somehow we are already burnt out. How? Every adult shouting, work hard, get a degree, land a dream job. Okay, but why does that dream look like a 9 to 9 grind, stress wrinkles at 25, and a midlife crisis wrapped in a pension plan? Why? Why join the Navy if you can be a pirate? Steve Jobs, which is basically the group chat manifesto nowadays. And hear me, we aren't lazy. We are just done buying into a system that rewarded our parents with exhaustion. That's why more than half of us, yes, 54% want to build something for ourselves, not just clock in for someone else's fantasy. It's never really been about money, it's about life with meaning. Because we've seen too many burnt out parents, too many success stories with sad endings. We're not chasing money alone, we are chasing meaning. Everyone watching, check your group chats right now. Someone's trying to launch a clothing page, another is running a meme account, someone else is making money writing AI content for side cash. We've grown up with layoffs in every family reunion story, watching influencers make a year's salary by selling a water bottle brand and tech that lets us shoot, edit, post, and monetize from our bedrooms. The stable job storyline, it cracked. The gig economy tells you, be your own boss, as long as you're always online, always available. The real questions are, can I hustle and still smile? Is there a way to matter that doesn't cost every piece of me? Can I actually recognize myself in the mirror on a Sunday? In the US, more than 40 million people are neck deep in student loans, averaging a fat $30,000 per person. College tuition feels like a subscription to anxiety. In places like India, tuition hikes and soaring rent make adulthood feel like a subscription you can't cancel. The global cost of living is rising faster than most entry level salaries. So, all those content creators, jewelry sellers, coding tutors, and midnight delivery hustlers, that's survival, not extra cash. Most of us just want to help at home, cover our Netflix split, and stop feeling like a financial drain. When someone's selling jewelry on Insta, don't roll your eyes. That's someone trying to breathe in an economy designed to keep us gasping. All of you watching, you really want to talk about hustle. It's nothing new, it's just rebranded itself 1,000 times. Back in the day, the Protestant work ethic was like work equals worth. Grind till you drop was some kind of spiritual flex. Then came the Industrial Revolution, where you were valued based on how long you could stay at the factory without collapsing. Fast forward to the 1980s. Greed is good was the slogan. Wall Street boys grinding 24/7 became the model of success. Suddenly, burnout was a designer label. Lockdown hit and the gig economy ballooned into $455 billion monster globally by 2025. There's a whole market around freedom as long as you promise never to log off or stop optimizing your free time. Even rest has become something we schedule with productivity apps. Tell me why sleeping 8 hours is now a sleep hack. Like, bro, I'm just trying not to die young. And sometimes Those of us who can't or won't fit in get called slackers. But what do you expect? When rent rises faster than your starting salary, when nearly 90% of young entrepreneurs start business using their own savings, not cushy inheritances or allowances. We are not copying out, we are adapting. Do what you must to survive, and if you find a back door, take it. But what happens when the pursuit of profit overshadows everything else? In a world that often equates success with net worth, why has money become such an overwhelmingly dominant goal? Sometimes at the expense of our well being and those around us. We're constantly bombarded with images of success tied to material possessions. The big house, the fancy car, the designer items. This is a keeping a mentality on a global scale, fueled by consumer culture and social media. Money isn't just about buying things, it's a primary indicator of status, power, and perceived worth. This deep seated belief that more money equals better life is amplified everywhere. For many, money is seen as the ultimate buffer against insecurities, against illnesses, unemployment, or old age. This fear can drive an obsessive pursuit of wealth for perceived safety, pushing aside other concerns. Money promises freedom and choice, the ability to travel, pursue possessions, and help loved ones. But the pursuit itself can become a new form of servitude, where the goal of financial freedom is endlessly deferred, consuming the very time and energy meant for these freedoms. This relentless chase for financial metrics comes at a steep price. The intense focus on work and earning can lead to neglect of friends, family, and intimate relationships. Time becomes a commodity, and social interaction can feel transactional rather than genuinely nurturing. The danger is that relationship can become about what can this person do for my business rather than valuing intrinsic human connections. If you are a parent of a teenager or an early 20 person, and if you want to know why we doubt everything, look at who taught us to question. Social media. Social media isn't just friend drama. It's a gladiator pit of wild contradictory influences, and it's become the primary stage for hustle culture, showcasing an idealized of an unrealistic version of constant productivity and success. Every feed is flooded with perfectly curated images of early morning workouts, packed schedules, and the glory of endless work. Gen Z spends 4 to 6 hours a day scrolling. That's more than 90 days a year. Gone, and it messes with our heads. Algorithms know what we want before we do. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone's edited highlight reel. And let's not even talk about the day in the life vlogs, where the 19-year-old millionaire drinks a green juice and buys another luxury car, maybe a Range Rover, maybe a Lamborghini, maybe a Pagani, etc. At the forefront of this are countless influencers who actively champion the rise and grind mentality. Firstly, we have the brothers, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, burst in shouting about escaping the matrix, never trusting the system, proclaiming freedom as fast cars, fast cash, and zero apologies. Their message is raw: money, risk, controversy, and it electrifies anyone tired of the be nice, wait your turn playbook. You might cringe, but they remind millions to wake up and question if the rules are really for us. Iman Gadzi is the build your own destiny dropout. He made it big before legal drinking age, then turned his story into ammo for teens everywhere, screaming that college isn't your savior, learning is. Third, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is the volcano of self help. Where focus goes, energy flows. He storms across stages telling tens of thousands that your mindset is supreme, that pain can fuel growth, and that you can literally walk on hot coals if you fix your head. If anyone has ever convinced a generation to dream bigger and not take their pain lying down, it's him. Robert Kiyosaki. Ask any parent. They'll know. Wrote the playbook against wage slavery, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Wasn't just a book, it was a grenade. For decades, he's insisted you learn how money works, invest, and never get stuck trading hours for pennies. And then there's David Goggins, the relentless juggernaut, ex Navy SEAL who broke records and bones for fun. Get hard, stay hard. His blood and guts story of pushing through abuse, obesity, and pain has turned him into the internet's ultimate no excuses coach. If you thought you couldn't, his message says you painfully can. But it doesn't stop at the brash and bombastic. Flip to another side of the algorithm and you meet Gary Vaynerchuk, or Gary V, as he's everyone online. Gary V is pure gasoline for creative rebels. Document, don't create. Better to be happy than rich. Legacy is greater than currency. He repeats mantras that push you to chase self awareness, love the process, and not be ashamed of trying and failing out loud. He's the reason so many kids start before they feel ready and post their first messy videos instead of waiting for perfection. Simon Sinek, the TED Talk sage, changed the generation with three words: start with why. He's the reason you might be sick of purpose driven buzzwords. But he's right. If you don't know your why, your hustle's empty. He got millions thinking about impact, not just income, and forced companies and creators alike to answer, who am I helping? What's the bigger point? And Marie Forleo, queen of the smart, compassionate hustle, whispered a new mantra: everything is figure outable. She made it cool to mix kindness with ambition, to laugh at your own mistakes, but not stop trying. She trained people to believe in possibility, to blend business with play, and to keep hope even when every answer is no. Now, Mark Manson, author of The Subtle Art of Not Giving an. The world desperately needed someone to say it's okay to care less about things that don't matter. He stripped out all the guilt from not being enough and taught us to own our flaws, filter our goals, and bear the embarrassment of not being impressive all the time. Adam Grant is the nerd hero, redefining success in academia and work. He argues we should celebrate originals, the ones who question, unlearn, and rethink. For Gen Z, he manages to take the pressure of being first, instead, makes it about being real, relentless, and honest, even with your own mistakes. And comedy royalty, Hassan Minhaj and Lily Singh, two powerhouses who use punchlines as ammunition against family pressure, cultural expectations, and the hamster wheel of mainstream career paths. They teach laughter as survival. Their viral rants, Mom versus Career, sketches, and painfully honest stories have made thousands of young people realize they're not alone in jingling expectations. Matt Diavela and Ali Abdal are the YouTube anti hustle philosophers. They show us that less but better is cool, that you can build systems for your life instead of living on a caffeine fueled hamster wheel. They talk slow living, highlight burnout, and geek out on intentionality instead of endless achievements. And then there's Brené Brown, the vulnerability architect. From TED stages to Netflix specials, she shreds the myth that strength equals armor. Her work proves that showing up in your mess is where you actually find belonging and real power. Authenticity, she says, isn't just brave, it's necessary. All these people, from the bold to the meditative, from the outrageous to the vulnerable, built a new normal for us. Now, we ask big questions about how we want to live and work. These voices gave us the courage to ask, do I want to build or just follow? Would I rather risk burnout on my own terms or regret not trying? Is success dollars or peace of mind? Can I be misunderstood but still true to myself? Sure, there's risk. Social media turns advice into hard rules, strips out pain, and both hustle and rest shame us. But the upside, it's normal to ask, try, fail, rethink, and share openly. Let's be honest, hustle culture can break you. 1 in 3 Gen Zers report anxiety or depression symptoms. Burnout is treated like a badge of honor. I'm exhausted, so I'm valuable. Nah, definitely nah. Scrolling social media causes anxiety spikes of nearly 20%. I personally tried 3 hustles during exam season. Ended up too fried to even scroll Instagram. And because of all these examinations, college entrances, and this relentless hustle mentality, I've actually been diagnosed with anxiety myself. I'm currently taking medications for it. It's a real thing, and it hits hard. Rest is not failure. Taking a break isn't quitting. Saying I don't want to work myself into a panic attack is not laziness. Comparison is the thief of joy. Roosevelt. You don't need to be a machine. You're human. Remember the captchas? Yes. Raise your hand if self improvement ever made you feel worse. The wellness industry is a $5 trillion machine. You see folks preaching 5 a.m. routines, journaling streaks, biohack lores. My trusty black coffee helps kickstart these sessions, but it's not a magic bullet. It's supposed to help, but sometimes it feels like you're drowning in productivity guilt. If 10 productivity hacks are your must to feel okay, maybe the problem isn't you, it's the culture. I say, pick one real thing. Make your bed, compliment someone, finish that one task, breathe without needing to be a better version of yourself tomorrow. What keeps me hopeful? The stuff we build that means something. School kids organizing climate protests, teens running mental health podcasts, people donating a cut of their resale hustles to shelters or tree planting campaigns. That's the real hustle. Not flashy, but real. If your side hustle is helping your sibling pay tuition or funding therapy or just making people laugh online, you're already making an impact. Now the question comes out, how do we actually find balance? I'm learning this slowly. Hear me out. You don't owe anyone 24/7 access to your energy. You don't need to monetize each and every passion. You don't need to come back every time you disappear for a bit. Rest like it's a protest, laugh like you own your space, let silence be your recharge, find friends who keep you grounded, not just LinkedIn contacts. Say no, protect your peace. We all want to make something of ourselves, but not lose ourselves in the process. Forget their matrix. Maybe success is owning your own morning coffee with no emails. Maybe it's being able to say no without guilt. Maybe it's being life where you don't dread Mondays. Success isn't a title, it's a feeling. Don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive. And go do that. Howard Thurman. Drop your definition of success in the comments. No filters, no hashtags, just your truth. Gen Z isn't rejecting tradition for clout. Behind every flashy social media post, thousands quietly hustle, heal, and dream. Our feeds are battlegrounds of voices from rebel billionaires to mindful, slow living advocates. Feeling confused? Good. Choose what fits for you. Build a life that feels right. The basic motto. That was my rant. Or maybe it was a rally cry. If you've ever felt that's the world spinning too fast and you're not sure if you're falling behind or if just refusing to run a race that's already rigged, you're not alone. Comment below how you are redefining hustle. Share this with that one friend who needs to hear that it's okay to rest. Subscribe if you're done with fake motivation. Let's not just grind, let's grow. You're not hustling for a job, you're building a life, and that's revolutionary. Before I log off, just a little something about me. You might be wondering why this rant and why this noise. This is because I'm right in the middle of it all. I'm not some full blown entrepreneur. I'm not totally chill either. I'm the person in between. Someone who loves the idea of calm, sustained, grounded life, but whose ambition keep waking me up at 2 a.m. with 100 tabs open in my brain like right now at 5 a.m. with my black coffee trying to sort through the physical mess of my room just like I'm trying to sort through the mental chaos. I want balance but also big things. I want peace but also impact. So maybe this video wasn't just about hustle culture or Gen Z. Maybe it was me processing the chaos, hoping someone else out there who thinks just like me and feels to be seen. If you're like me, caught between comfort of now and the fire of the future, then yeah, we're definitely on the same page. Thanks for staying till the end. Seriously, let's keep building something real together. Catch you in the comments, my people. Peace out.